second month, Ziph Ayar. Let's talk about what it represents. The second month is about mercy, restoration, and continuing the work. It's not a reset. It's a grace period and a building phase. That's what we're talking about. Let's look at some key scriptures about the second month. It's a second chance Passover. It's talking about mercy that you see in the law. Let's go to Numbers chapter 9, verses 9 through 12 in the GNT. The Most High told Moses to say to the people of Israel, when any of you or your descendants are unclean from touching a corpse or are far away on a journey, but still want to keep the Passover, you are permitted to observe it 1 month later instead, on the evening of the 14th day of the second month. Celebrate it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not leave any of the food until the following morning, and do not break any of the animal's bones. Observe the Passover according to all the regulations. If someone was unclean or on a journey far off, they could keep the Passover in the second month. So that's some mercy for y'all. The Most High Yahweh gave a lawful way to come on back into the order. This is not a cause or not a justification for your rebellion, but mercy for those who couldn't keep it properly the first time in the first month. The temple work begins. Building season. It's a time for building. Let's look at 1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 1 in the GNT. 480 years after the people of Israel left Egypt during the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the second month, the month of Ziv, Solomon began work on the temple. So what happens here? Solomon began building the house of Yahweh in the second month. What does this mean? This month is about establishing structure. After deliverance, which was the Passover in the first month, now comes the order, discipline, and building, restoration after defilement. In 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verses 1 through 3. The people had not been able to celebrate the Passover festival at the proper time in the first month because not enough priests were ritually clean and not many people had assembled in Jerusalem. So King Hezekiah, his officials, and the people of Jerusalem agreed to celebrate it in the second month. And the king sent word to all the people of Israel and Judah. He took special care to send letters to the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, inviting them to come to the temple in Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover in honor of the Most High Yahweh. Hezekiah kept Passover in the second month because the people weren't ready in the first month. So what does this mean? When you see leadership and the leadership sees the people not prepared, or your household, you see your household isn't prepared, you are supposed to move with wisdom and not pride. There's mercy for you. Keep it in the second month. Yahweh, he accepts those who return with the right heart. This is why it gives you a second time to do it. It's looking at the return from captivity and its alignment. Let's go to Ezra chapter 3 and verse 8 in the GNT. So in the second month of the year after they came back to the site of the temple in Jerusalem, they began work. Zerubbabel, Joshua, and the rest of their people, the priests and the Levites, in fact, all the exiles who had come back to Jerusalem, joined in the work. All the Levites 20 years of age or older were put in charge of the work of rebuilding the temple. This is what's going on, that realignment. The rebuilding of the temple resumed when? In the second month. These are things that you gotta tap into. You gotta understand. What does this mean? This is a reconstruction month. You gotta reconstruct yourself, even if you fell off, even if you missed it. Coming out of confusion back into order and purpose. You understand me? get back to your purpose. That's what we do in the neighborhood. Is the civil celebration of Simon, or the Day of Simon, found in the Apocrypha. Let's go to 1 Maccabees 13:51 through 52 in the GNT. On the 23rd day of the second month in the year 171, there was a great celebration in the city because this terrible threat to the security of Israel had come to an end. Simon and his men entered the fort singing hymns of praise and thanksgiving while carrying palm branches and playing harps, cymbals, and lyres, basically instruments. Simon issued a decree that the day should be joyful, celebrated every year. He strengthened the defenses of the temple hill on the side facing the fort, and he and his men made their headquarters there. This was another civil feast like dedication, Nicanor, Purim. This is another civil feast. And here, Israel entered the stronghold with joy, palm branches, and praise. What does this mean? Victory over oppression, a civil remembrance of deliverance, and rulership being restored. This is what this means, y'all. Now let's sum this all up. Basically, the second month shows that Yahweh gives order after deliverance, mercy to get right, and structure to stay right. Get it?